You know, and he's doing another money bomb tomorrow too. Actually, Valentine's Day money bomb. I don't think I heard you mention that yet. But for all of you Ron Paul supporters, if you weren't aware, you know, tomorrow's another big day for us.
Yeah, we did. You know, he had a money bomb over the weekend. We linked to that. Are you saying I'm not supporting Ron Paul?
Oh, absolutely not, Alex. I know that you know, you're the one that's leading this charge here, and I just really want everyone to be fully aware of the things. You know, we really need to front all these issues and really take everything on.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I appreciate your call. You know, I had Lou Rockwell on, and we spent like almost an hour on Ron Paul and how we should get behind him and support him just a few days ago. I constantly talk about Ron Paul. You know, at a certain point, though, for a news radio show, I can't just talk about Ron Paul. Also, I'm going to be honest with you. I like Ron Paul. I support him. But all these admissions that they're putting poison in the water, giving us cancer, bigger than Ron Paul. And you know, Ron Paul is the old generation fighting the new worlders, did a great job. He doesn't get into the eugenics and stuff. I've got to tell people that the psychos running things aren't just wanting to steal your property. They want to kill you. Okay? They want to kill you, and they are killing you. But there's a new article out at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Obama to unleash truth teams to counter negative campaign coverage. Remember the newscast 4 years ago where they, in Missouri and other areas, had truth teams, truth squads, that would call the police and have you arrested if you lied about Obama? They had cops on the news with straight faces going, we'll be arresting those that say he's not a Christian. Well, lying, even if people were lying or were mistaken, is adjudicated in a judicial court. It is adjudicated in a civil court, and you don't have police arresting you because they say you're lying. So it's all part of the intimidation. And Steve Watson's got a great article on this, but I think I'm going to call him up and have him try to find that YouTube video of Obama truth squads. People that lie about Obama to be arrested. Guys, type that in. You'll find the 4-year-old article. Search it under web, and you'll find it there. It's just incredible newscast. A bunch of states were saying, we're going to arrest you if you talk bad about him, because talking bad about him is lying. GOP describes squad of supporters as propaganda team to deceive voters. Well, I've seen a lot of lying by Bill Clinton, by George Bush, by all of them. But, yeah, Obama's a new level. I mean, he says, don't sign the NDAA. It affects citizens. And then it turns out he demanded that section be added for him to be a dictator, basically. And then he said he wouldn't sign it, and then he did sign it. I mean, just lies within lies within lies within lies. Where he comes out and says the stimulus package a few years ago didn't give money to special interest. And then it turned out it did. And then he blamed Senator Dodd at the time for it. And Dodd brought out the letter where Obama said he wouldn't sign it if that wasn't in there. I mean, he is a rubber stamp for the globalists. And the stuff they load his teleprompter with is total lies. And he knowingly gets up there and lies. But again, he's just an actor. He's a nobody, just like Bush was. Obama to unleash truth teams to counter negative coverage. Yeah, these are truth teams. And it goes through all of it. ABC News is reporting it. Oh, he actually did have it. It's actually in the article. Steve did add it. Steve's so good. One Obama truth squad in Missouri vowed to arrest anyone telling lies about Obama and acted to otherwise intimidate anyone criticizing him or his policies. Yeah, there it is. And then you click the article, and it brings up the Infowars.com article from 3.5, 4 years ago, titled, Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Truth? And sure enough, there it is. But never fear, they have the independent watchdog that's nonpartisan, funded by Obama and George Soros, because they're independent. Investigation, Media Matters conspires with White House to influence news. Progressive government mouthpiece routinely attacks Alex Jones, Ron Paul. Of course, even calling themselves progressive is a lie. An investigation by the Daily Caller has confirmed that the leftist organization Media Matters, which routinely attacks Alex Jones and the InfoWars, is an Obama administration front that strategizes with the White House on a weekly basis on how to influence and direct the media. I remember walking through a grocery store 3 years ago and seeing Obama's enemies list on the cover of a newspaper, and I read my name in there, and I'm like, wow. Then I confirmed through a source I'm indeed on an enemies list, huge FBI file, you name it. And then they had all these magazines and Nightline come out and say I'm evil and going to cause violence. And all it did was give us more credibility because these were just such discredited liars. But it is creepy. I mean, what are they going to try next? Because the Media Matters, out of the top 10 people they attack, I'm right in the middle. I mean, I'm attacked on a weekly basis. Other folks they attack on a monthly basis. There's only a few people they attack on a daily basis. I'm on a weekly basis. And again, it's not that I don't mind being attacked. It's that it's creepy to have people like this attacking you. It is super, super, super mega creepy. Yeah, here's the headline. Who's afraid of the big bad truth? KMOV-TV. Last Tuesday, without any fanfare, the Obama administration, or campaign at the time, announced Jennifer Joyce and Bob McCullough, the top prosecutors in St. Louis City and St. Louis County, were joining something called Obama's Truth Squad. And then it goes on. They plan to respond immediately to any misleading advertisements and statements that might violate Missouri's ethics laws. No judge, no jury. They just say so. We want to keep this campaign focused on issues, Joyce told me. Missourians don't want to be distracted by these divisive character attacks. See, the police now are political officers, and the prosecutors, they will decide. The Truth Squad's plan is to identify false attacks and respond immediately with truthful information, Joyce and McCullough said. Truthful information like Obama is a Christian, because the police say so, with plans to cut taxes for everyone making under $250,000 a year. You notice that didn't happen. The Obama campaign says prosecutors from Kansas area and some rural areas also joining Truth Squads, and Jefferson County Sheriff Glenn Boyer also expected to be part of the team. Whether it's directly attributed to the campaign or to some of the soft money contributors, McCullough told me. So it's not the Federal Elections Commission now. It's they'll decide. If they're not going to tell the truth, then somebody's got to step up and say, wait a minute, that's not the truth. This is the truth. And then they went on in the newscast to talk about also arresting people and saying that, you know, Rush Limbaugh is going to maybe get in some trouble. It's a long article. It goes on and on. So if you want to find it, the headline, and there's video too. Who's afraid of the big bad truth? Of course, that's our headline. I forget what KMOV-TV called it. Oh, we're sorry. The page you're looking for could not be found. See, that's why we save entire articles like that one. I remember getting a call by the webmaster going, we only post blurbs. Why are you saying the whole thing? I said, they'll pull this. First Amendment, document this type of terrorism against the public that the media engaged in along with them. Hey, have the IT guys, why the banner isn't working on that page? I want to find out why on older pages it's dead. Like, just print it and show it to them so there's no confusion about that existing that I just talked about right there. Or it'll turn into a 3-day investigation to find the link that isn't there when it's right there. Thank you. I said I'd go back to your calls, but let me hit some Ron Paul news that we already covered in the first hour, but we'll do it again for folks that want to hear it. Could Ron Paul still win Maine? And even the New York Times occasionally tells the truth and admits that he's getting the most delegates and that some of the precincts were shut down because of snow, and that they announced Romney the winner with 4% of the vote being in. And, of course, the same thing happened out in Nevada. 2% were in, and they announced him as the winner. Here's the Steve Watson article at Infowars.com. Paul campaign points to anomalies in Romney's Maine victory. Slams mainstream media suggests Romney may have had a hand in canceling key county caucuses. So, yes, Ron Paul is pointing out evidence of chicanery. Good job, Ron Paul. Of course, there's never election fraud in America. They've just pulled out the stops against Ron Paul, so it's a conspiracy theory to not trust known liars. You're just supposed to trust them. CPAC boss says Jeb Bush may be nominated at broker convention since Ron Paul and Mitt Romney right now are neck and neck for delegates that they may put Jeb in as the VP. Man, I got to tell you, I'm sick of the Bushes. I'm sick of Obama. But with Bush's, you don't just get banker puppets. You actually get really nasty, secretive black operators who gave you stuff like 9/11. Man, I tell you, I don't believe in lesser of two evils, and I got to tell you, I could not vote for another Bush. I could not vote for a Bush. And I couldn't vote for Obama. I guess it doesn't matter. It's like asking somebody, you want to bob for apples in this latrine or that latrine? I'm like, I don't choose to. They're like, but you have to choose. And I'm like, no. No, I'm not going to climb into either porta potty and bob for apples. Those aren't apples. They're like, shut up, conspiracy theory. They are apples. I'm like, no, it's a latrine. It's a porta potty. That's not apples. They're like, shut up, it's apples. Let's go to Mike in California. You're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Alex.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm actually not calling from California. I'm calling from a little town called Camrose, just outside of Edmonton in Alberta, Canada.
Okay, Canada. I just saw CA and thought California. You're right. It's Canada.
No worries, Alex, the gay frog hater. Hey, listen, couple things. I played in a rockin' band for a long time. We played in bars all over the place up here. And I've personally seen an emergence of people that are really catching on to your message. I always wear my InfoWars gear whenever I'm on stage playing for people. And before, during, and after the shows, people come up to me and say, hey, did you get that from InfoWars? And, then they want to talk about it and whatnot. And side issue, that's just the one indicator of success on your part.
Our part.
Our part, that's right, Alex, that's right.
They can kill me, brother. They can kill me. They can kill Ron Paul. They can't kill all of you. And that's what I know is going to, if they kill us, that's the way it is. Keep carrying the ball. Just keep moving forward.
You got it, Alex. One more thing I've never really heard covered on here, and I don't know what kind of an issue it is, but I wanted to bring it up to you. I work on aluminum. I restore aluminum on oil field equipment, a lot of which actually goes to Texas from Alberta here. We're kind of like the Canadian Texas here. But anyhow, in the last 10 years, I've been working on aluminum, and about the last 3 years, with what they're using on the roads to make them safe from snow and ice and whatnot, it used to be just salt, right? But now they're using this calcium bicarbonate or calcium, I don't know what it's called, but I'm noticing that it's eating holes in the metal. And I've brought this up to some of my customers that the damage is a lot worse than it used to be. And they're telling me that it's actually eating out the wiring along the bottom of the frame of the truck and the harness and whatnot.
Stay there. I want to hear about this. I was aware of some of it. They're putting toxic waste in everything, not just our water. That's how they get it to buy us. Have you arrested if you lied about Obama? They had cops on the news with straight faces going, we'll be arresting those that say he's not a Christian. Well, lying, even if people were lying or were mistaken, is adjudicated in a judicial court. It is adjudicated in a civil court, and you don't have police arresting you because they say you're lying. So it's all part of the... Also, I'm going to be honest with you. I like Ron Paul. I support him. But all these admissions that they're putting poison in the water, giving us cancer, bigger than Ron Paul. And you know, Ron Paul is the old generation fighting the New World Order, did a great job. He doesn't get into the eugenics and stuff. I've got to tell people that the psychos running things aren't just wanting to steal your property. They want to kill you, okay? They want to kill you, and they are killing you. But there's a new article out at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Obama to unleash truth teams to counter negative campaign coverage. Remember the newscast 4 years ago where they, in Missouri and other areas, had truth teams, truth squads that would call the police and
and he's doing another money bomb tomorrow too. Actually, Valentine's Day money bomb. I don't think I heard you mention that yet. But for all of you Ron Paul supporters, if you weren't aware, tomorrow's another big day for us.
Yeah, we did. You know, he had a money bomb over the weekend. We linked to that. Are you saying I'm not supporting Ron Paul?
Oh, absolutely not, Alex. I know that you're the one that's leading this charge here, and I just really want everyone to be fully aware of the things. We really need to front all these issues and really take everything on.
No, I hear you. I appreciate your call. I had Lou Rockwell on, and we spent like almost an hour on Ron Paul and how we should get behind him and support him just a few days ago. I constantly talk about Ron Paul. You know, at a certain point, though, for a news radio show, I can't just talk about Ron Paul.